Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
No, here we are again. When we do on days we tape the TV show, it feels like we never left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You were bad today, Drew. I had to carry the whole show.
That was bad. I just kind of kicked back a little bit.
Okay.
You were good.
Thank you. Hey, it's Loveline. Adam Carolla, that's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE 191. Supercross superstar Jeremy McGrath is here tonight. Jeremy, what is this, your third or fourth appearance on this show?
I think it's my third, actually.
Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you guys. Happy New Year.
Thank you. I've always been enamored with the motocross racing.
Yeah, I'm just flashing. Last time he came, he brought us a video. Remember that?
Yeah,
I brought
Steel Roots or something.
Roots,
Major gaffes and a
bunch of stoners jumping over apartment buildings is what it should have been called. It's pretty amazing, and it's amazing to me. And I don't, by the way, know when it'll end, but you think about technology and you think about skill and how they meet and what goes on in such a short period of time in sports, in all sports, even ones that don't really involve technology. I mean, you look at basketball. You see some films from the 50s, some guys doing these funky, short white guys doing these squatty set shots and stuff. And then you see guys at the college and high school level now just skying over the rim and jamming it, taking off from the free throw line. And you look back to like motocross just, in the mid-70s, and you see guys on, modified street bikes out there. Maybe they popped a wheelie or something. Now they got 4 stories in the air. And both hands off the bars, by the way. With their feet off the pegs, too.
Yeah, pretty much everything you can think of now.
I mean, I remember when I used to be all into that BMX, the bicycle stuff when I was a kid, and into the motorcycles. Just like, every 12, 13-year-old goes through this phase. And about the most radical thing you could do was a cross-up. You got in the air on your bicycle, you tilted it 4.5 inches to the left, and then you straightened out very quickly. These guys now, get off their bike, bang their girlfriend, and get back on before they land. Their hands are off. They're doing these 360s. They got a foot up on the crossbar. It's insanity.
Yeah, there's a bunch of tricks out there nowadays. It's a lot different than it used to be.
And it seems to me in motocross, a lot of it is skill and progression meets technology. The alloys, the weight, the travel, and the suspension, the monoshocks, stuff that was sort of impossible to do given what they had technologically back then. I mean, you got a steel tank and 2 shocks with 3 inches of travel, and you just can't pull that stuff off. Or you could do it once.
Yeah, that'd be the end, exactly.
That's about it. But it is absolutely amazing, and Jeremy McGrath is the Michael Jordan of motocross. He really is. I have his list of accomplishments here, and I'll just go through just a few of them. 1991 wins the 125 Western Supercross title. 93 becomes the AMA Supercross Championship, 10 out of 16 races. That's like 50%, Drew. He becomes the first rider to clinch the 250 championship his rookie year. 94 wins his second consecutive AMA Supercross title. Wins the first World Supercross title. 95 wins the third consecutive AMA Supercross title. Sets record. Becomes the winningest Supercross rider in history. Drew, is this impressing you at all?
Yeah.
96 wins the fourth consecutive Supercross title. 14 out of 15 races. The whole tour, it's like if you're on the PGA Tour, you had 15 stops, and one guy won 14 out of 15. Total domination, 98, wins a 5th AMA Supercross title. And, by the way, has the most race wins ever. He has 53, and the second closest guy, Rick Johnson, has 28. That is domination. God bless you, Jeremy McGrath.
Thank you.
Now, where are we in the season? I know I ask you that every year, and it seems like we're toward the beginning at Anaheim.
Yeah, actually, every year when we make the stop around here, I come by and visit you guys. And, of course, Anaheim's the first one.
Oh, it's the number one?
Yeah, Anaheim's the first one, and actually they're going to be the 5th one on February 6th.
Oh, it's coming around again.
Yeah.
Now, that's new, right?
That's fairly new. Last year, I think we had 2, or maybe it was 2 years ago, we had 2 L.A. races in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're doing Anaheim as the first stop, and then it'll be February 6th again at Anaheim again.
I'm told Anaheim is sold out, by the way, and that's like 45,000 seats, and it's rare that it's sold out this far in advance. Where are the big Supercross cities?
Well, I think Dallas, Texas is fairly big.
Mm-hmm.
You have Minnesota that's really good. Yeah.
What do you equate that to? I mean, a lot of open space.
Well, we go up there when it's cold, so I don't think...
People just want to get
Yeah, they want to get out. And Anaheim, all the California ones are really big. San Diego's really big.
Do they, way back in the day, I mean, I guess it's the 25th year or something like that?
Yeah, I think it started in... Yeah, maybe 74, maybe.
I was out here, and I remember being, 8, 9, 10 years old when this thing started, and it was always down at the Coliseum. Remember that, Drew? They're going through the turnstile, and then the big drop down right through the big arches there in the Coliseum. The peristyle.
When did it stop going through there?
I don't know. I think some guy must have hit his head.
Last year.
All right, so
did you race in the Coliseum last year?
Actually, at Edison Field in Anaheim, they were doing renovation for 2 years since Disney changed ownership or whatever. So we did LA Coliseum for the last 2 seasons. So now they moved it from LA Coliseum back to Anaheim.
And what do? Do they just take dump truck after dump truck of dirt and just drop it right down on top of the baseball or football field? Yeah,
actually, what I think at LA Coliseum, since it's real grass, what they did is they laid down plastic, then plywood, and then truckloads of dirt for days.
But on AstroTurf, it's probably the same thing, right? I mean, whatever it is, they can't destroy whatever's on there.
No, I think every time they lay down plywood.
And does the track vary from city to city that much?
Well, sometimes the stadium sizes are different, so the track can get smaller or bigger, but each week it's pretty much a different design. It's never the same thing twice.
And does it vary from year to year, too?
Yeah, I mean, every time we ride, it's a different track, but, I mean, a lot of the obstacles are the same. They're just in different order.
Right. I mean, you got to have a berm, you got to have some whoopties, you got to have the double or triple jump.
Yeah.
See, the cool guys, Drew, will clear the jump in the center, the triple jump, and use the third jump as the sort of landing ramp. But it's kind of hairy because if you don't make it, you're going to land in between. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, and you got to, you got to cover about, it must be about 80 feet to make it to the other one.
Yeah.
How do they even lay, I don't know how they figure it out, and it must just be experience, but they figured it out that if you're really good and you hit it right, you'll make it to the third one. But it always seems like it's just out of reach for a lot of guys, and if they moved it another 3 feet, everyone would kill themselves. I don't know how I don't know if there's some sort of math equation they use to figure that out, or they just have guys, they must have guys who know what they're doing who ride the track while they're building it.
The same guys have been doing it for a while, I think. It's just like anything else, it's the evolution of Supercross. And
do they go ahead of you to each city, or does each city have their own Supercross track builder? No,
actually, it's the same guys that do it every week. And when we start, we have 14 races in a row, no break.
Right.
So these guys are on the road all the time. They get in, they take the track down on Sunday and Monday, and then they drive and start on Thursday again.
Jesus Christ! And has the tour grown over the years? I mean, 20 years ago, was it, 6 cities or 9 cities or?
No, actually, when they had Super Bowl motocross, what you're talking about at LA Coliseum, they had, one year they had a 4-race championship. Now we're up to 15, so it's quite a bit different, actually.
And what about your plans? Because you're not an old guy, but in terms of Supercross, your prime years are from 14 to 15 and a half. I mean, it's something that the young guys usually excel at, and by the time you're into your early 30s, certainly, and I don't think you're not that old. How old are you?
I just turned 27.
All right, so still relatively young, but it is a sport where a guy like Jeremy, I mean, you're probably one of the older guys out there, one of the guys who's been around the longest, right?
I'm definitely considered one of the veteran guys out there at 27. I mean, I started in 93, I was, 22, so.
Right. And any plans of hanging it up?
No, not yet. I just signed a new 2-year deal with Mazda, Chaparral, Yamaha, so I'm happy.
Yeah, and the Yamaha bike's working good?
Oh, yeah, very good. Actually, the new model this year's a lot better than my race bike that I had last year. So I'm really excited. I'm ready for Saturday night.
And what is the difference between the one you can buy at the shop and the one you're riding when you're doing Supercross?
Well, I think the difference would be settings on the suspension, which is the shocks and forks, and some motor work.
But are there any rules, or is it just flat out whatever you can get away with? I mean, obviously it's got to be 250 cc's.
Yeah.
But other than that,
you can't have a custom frame or chassis. The motor has to stay in the same spot as when it's stock, and so there's a few limitations, but I mean, they kind of want to make it so everyone out there that wants to do it can go buy something that's like what we race.
Right.
And the stock one's very good. There's places that make the bikes just like ours.
Right. It is absolutely, I'll tell you, motorcycles, and especially dirt bikes, I think, are one of the greatest vehicles for their terrain ever. I don't know if that makes sense. But what I'm saying is you can go down to the motorcycle shop on the corner, go plop down a few grand. Geez, I don't know, maybe $5-6 now. Get yourself a new whatever, Honda, Yamaha, whatever, 250cc, and basically be on the same ride that all those guys on the track are out there. And it's not the equivalent when it comes to, cars. If you wanted to plunk down, you can't drive off the showroom floor in the same...
an IndyCar.
Right. I mean, the stock car has zero, 4 wheels is really the only thing it has in common with the manufacturing vehicle of it, or model of it. All right. What the hell else do we need to talk about? Ready to take some calls?
Yeah.
It was funny. They had a new baby, speaking of cars, over here today. Beautiful. How old was...
4 months.
4 months old. And I thought to myself, Ann was all over it, because Ann's been wanting to have a child for some time now. And, I saw the kid, and hey, that's great. Looks good. A lot of babies are ugly. I don't want to say anything, but I look at a lot of babies and go, whoa, oh, man, you better start studying. You better learn a few languages and the violin, because you ain't getting nothing. But this is a good-looking kid.
Seinfeld about that one.
But the point is I realized that guys look at kids, or women look at infants like guys look at cars.
Oh, yes.
Like, if I'd pulled up in a new vet, all the guys would have stumbled out to the parking lot, and we all would have stood around it. And Ann would have walked out and went, yeah, that's nice, that's cute. And then she would have walked back in, which is my reaction to the kid. Yeah, it's a good-looking kid. Now I got to go back and get some coffee, But I think women treat infants like guys treat cars and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that's fairly accurate?
Unless you have a kid, then you graduate more to your estrogen levels go up, I think, when you have a kid.
Yeah. You're producing milk now, Drew?
It's possible.
Christy.
Hi.
Hey, you're 32.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
What's going on? You're too old for Supercross, baby. You couldn't even be a pit girl.
Probably, yeah, that's true.
Jeremy, I tell you, I like to get there early and run the track in my boots, A lot of guys will ride it, but I like to run it first to get every nuance.
You guys are crazy. I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I met this girl on a dating service, and she lives in another state, okay, and she's more enamored of me than I am of her, and I don't know how to...
What kind of dating service hooks you up with someone in a different state?
I don't know. I mean, it's just how...
You mean this is online?
Yeah.
And did you guys... what do you mean you hooked up?
Well, I mean, she started writing to me, okay?
Yeah.
And then we started talking, and then we had met a few times, but
You went out there or something?
No, she came here to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, her sister lives here. But she's more attracted to me than I am to her, and I don't know how to, I don't know how to tell her this without hurting her feelings. I mean, she wants more.
I mean, this is a common problem in the dating realm.
And that's still out of state, right?
Yeah, but she's willing to...
People get the message, Christy. When you stop reciprocating their calls and you don't make plans with her.
I still want to be... She's really a good person.
No,
but you can't have it both ways.
You can't do that.
Because of her interest in me?
Yes. Listen, here's what this is like. I've used this analogy before, but I'm going to bend it a little for this. It's like if you got that stray dog coming around, and you go, well, I don't really want my own dog, but it's a nice dog. I'll feed it a couple days a week. That doesn't... Drew, I
got news for you.
I don't know. I must have been a weird kid, and maybe it was the kids at my hippie school, but I remember being 6 years old, and the kids being real curious. And, you make a distinction between curious and sexuality, but here's the deal. You do not have, put it this way, when you're 6 years old, you play cops and robbers, too.
Yeah.
And you don't have real guns because you don't have a real gun. But if you had a real gun, you'd probably shoot the guy.
But
do you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
You do not have a loaded penis when you're 6 years old.
But you don't.
And you don't know what you're doing.
That's right.
But
when you're exposed to the real stuff in an overt way, it affects you.
Yes. But
just like saying if a child had been exposed to some sort of incredible violent scene, it would affect them.
Right.
Same deal.
All right. Listen, you're wrong about this, but we'll be back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191.
It's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Boy, we're just showered with gifts. I really did good.
You must have been good this year.
Engineer Mike just got me lovely dogs playing poker.
Really well done.
Painting. Beautiful. It's going to go in the office. Very nice. I have the plate of that. The Franklin Mint.
Really?
Has made this plate. Yeah, it's about the size of a saucer. You know what I'm talking about, those decorative plates?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Ann got me some fleece sweatpants and the beautiful... world's best anatomical charts book that we can refer to. Also, what the hell book was that she got me? The Art of Farting.
Gas We Pass.
The Gas We Pass, that's right. Which is the second time someone has bought me that book for Christmas.
What? Oh, my God, look at that. The Chihuahua with the head.
Oh, that's nice. Wow. It's actually... I recommend that people do this. It's sort of like what the Jews do with Hanukkah, which is break the Christmas up into spread it out a little bit. You get overwhelmed that one day, This is great because for me, Christmas is long gone, and then, whoa, what do we have here? All right, so, Laura.
Thank you, Mike, for our gifts.
Laura?
Yes.
So you're 32. Your son?
My daughter.
Your daughter. Yeah, she saw you making love.
Yes.
What did she
walked
see?
in?
Yeah, what did she see?
Walked into our bedroom.
And you guys didn't know it?
Well, no, at the time, the first time it happened, it was like, oh, my God, and then the second time, it was like at night, she had woke up, our door was shut. We now have a deadbolt on our door.
Good. That's good. Yeah, so every time she tries to come in and it's locked, she'll know exactly what that means.
We don't keep it locked unless she can't come in at that time.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
We don't, lock her out on the,
But that's the point. She'll know exactly why she's being locked out now.
Right, which is another thing, because my husband and I, we're very, sexually active, but not,
kidding. That's got to be confusing, too. She's walking in, the guy's yelling, who's your daddy? And she's yelling, you are.
But,
See, listen, you ought to do what I do. You take the beer cans that you've compiled after a good night's drinking before the lovemaking, and you put them in a pyramid in front of the door. That way, when it comes over, it's like a wino's burglar alarm.
Nice.
Well, see, we've tried that, too.
Oh, boy.
Well, not beer.
Let's get down to the business at hand here, which is the child. And,
right.
Many children obviously have grown up having had this experience, and have grown up just fine.
Oh, yeah, I'd say 50% or 40% of kids have stumbled into at one time or another.
No.
Well, historically, people were living in two-room houses, for Christ's sake, with 5 kids.
That's correct. But the fact that she's getting so... you need to protect her from some of this sexual material.
You can't hide the hustler any better than he's been?
See, the hustler was in my husband's room on his side of the bed.
By the way,
she knows she's not allowed to look. She's not allowed.
I'm of the opinion that you shouldn't have that kind of S around your house when you have little kids?
I kind of too, but my husband doesn't think it's as big a deal as I do.
Well,
I'm worried about somebody touching her and her thinking it's okay.
I doubt that it's more that she's going to...
She's going to touch someone else.
Do you remember we had one of Heidi Fleiss's girls in here?
Remember, she's in my trunk right now.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Still?
That's right.
And she, we kept probing. She was, like basically a prostitute, and we kept probing her. What happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you? Well, it turned out I talked to some other people who knew her. What had happened to her was she was constantly exposed to her parents having sex when she was a young child, and this is what happens. It affects them in ways that are unpredictable. I was constantly
exposed to my dad masturbating.
No.
Would that be it?
Maybe.
Well, you do the math. You know what I'm saying?
But the point is, it could potentially affect the way in which she perceives her sexuality. It can traumatize kids in a way that can affect their personality.
Let's not freak Mom out. She's fine.
I start out by saying that many kids have grown up this way and fine, but I would have a kid evaluator who's been through that, just to make sure you do what's necessary to make sure.
First thing, even though... better than Dad throwing a beer bottle at Mom. By the way,
absolutely.
Number one. Number two, it's one of these things where it will come. It's a little out of focus for her right now, but it'll come into sharp focus pretty soon as the months and years wear on. What was going on, and it's not going to destroy her. Listen.
It's not just that she walked in. If you just walked in, I think you can explain it to them.
Well, that's what happened.
But she walked in a couple of times, and there's the hustle. It's just the repeated exposure that bothers me.
Listen, it's not that big a deal. She's going to be fine. But
maybe not.
You got to tell your husband to get with it a little with the hustler.
Be a dad.
And that whole thing of she knows she's not supposed to go in that drawer to a 6-year-old. Oh, for Christ's sake, it's the first drawer you go for.
Yeah, I got to tell you something.
She knew the magazine was in there because she knows she's not supposed to go in that drawer. What she thinks in there. It's either that or the drawer is just filled with fudge.
It is hard enough, or Barbies.
Right. If I can fish through the fudge and Barbies, I can get to the porno.
It's hard enough just to control what's on television. And my daughter tonight wanted to watch TV by herself, and I thought I had to walk into the room every 5 minutes and check what channel she was watching.
Right.
Because there's all kinds of crap on television. Just on television.
Yeah. She could have been watching that UPN.
Oh.
It's tragic. Chris.
Yes.
You're 24, or turn it on to Fox and watch some guy eat a bowl of earthworms. Oh, that is good programming.
Yes, it is.
That's fantastic. They couldn't show Sister Act for like a 10th time. They got to show a guy eating a bowl of earthworms on that crappy channel.
I know, and he ate a whole bunch of them, didn't he?
Aren't you going to be on 5?
No, not after this. All right. What's going on there, Chris?
My girlfriend. She came back from New York from vacation, and I was seeing her, and I'm totally in love with her.
Are you standing out on a highway or something?
Huh? No, I'm on a payphone.
Okay.
By the highway.
I'm in Fillmore.
On Fillmore?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so her mom is like really pissed at me because I take her out late at night and I bring her home in the morning.
How old is she?
She said something that really bothered me.
How old is she?
She's 18.
What'd she say?
She said if I do anything to hurt her daughter, she's going to kill me with her bare hands. And I've never had anybody threaten me, and I took it the wrong way, and I pretty much blew up.
What'd you say?
I just said that was disrespectful and that I couldn't take that, and I told her, let's go, and I barged out the door. And now that I came back today, she was just, like, totally ignored me. She doesn't talk to me. She's just totally,
The mom.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me size you up here, Chris. You're calling from a payphone, which always makes me a little nervous. Do you have a phone at home?
I do.
You do? What do you do for a living?
You know what I do for a living. You met me.
Oh, okay.
I'm Chris from Barney's.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Barney's?
Yeah, you called my girlfriend. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Chris from Barney's.
Me.
Hey, Drew, remember I was telling you, your girlfriend lives in New York, though.
Yes.
She's just back.
Listen, Drew.
Yeah.
Hold on a second there, Chris. Remember I was yelling on the air a couple weeks ago about how the producers of our TV show get us those gift certificates? Yeah. Would you let me tell the goddamn story?
All right, I thought you were just talking to me for a second here. I forgot we're on the radio. I apologize.
You forgot. Jesus. Okay. Each year, our producers from the TV show get us a gift certificate to Barney's of New York. Barney's of New York. By the way, all you people, stay away from stores of anywhere. Of Italy, of New York, of Milan. Always bad. Of means add like 2 zeros to the price of everything. Of, I don't care where. I don't care if it's of Glendale. It's going to cost another $100 for a sweater.
That's right.
But of New York, expensive. So. Barney's of New York, the most expensive store I've ever been in, and ridiculously expensive. Just every time I go in there, I want to get a bullhorn out and just start yelling, listen, all you Asians and Middle Easterns, take your money and go back to your native countries and squander it there. But that's all it is. It's just amazingly rich Asian and Middle Eastern people just spending $4,000 on a sweater that's worth $5. So I was yelling about that. But they got me a $1,000 gift certificate this year. Not $500, but still, that only buys you a sweater and a pair of slippers. But my girlfriend said, let's go to the retail outlet store. They got one of these in Camarillo. We drove over there, went to town.
I think guys like Chris working there.
Chris was waiting on me hand and foot.
Chris would not be in the Beverly Hills store.
He got me a...
Would he?
No, no. He wouldn't really get to like fluff the mannequins in the Beverly Hills store. But he's a great young lad. He told me about his girlfriend, then he got me to call her on the phone. Totally unprofessional,
right,
but I did it anyway.
But you know him to be a reasonable person.
He's a straightforward guy.
Right.
And he got me a Perrier halfway into it because I was parched from saving all that money. So, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, so you blew up at Mom. And here's the deal. You really shouldn't have blown up at Mom.
Yeah, I know. I totally know.
Why don't you apologize to Mom?
I should.
Why don't you? I think that would be
appropriate.
She would take that. You'd be a big man.
Just straight on, straight ahead.
Well,
just first opportunity.
Why don't you get her a bottle of wine or something? Is she an alcoholic?
Is she? No.
Chris is dating an 18-year-old. He doesn't want to get that.
Well, I mean, can he get
Mom?
her
something from Barney's.
Hey, get her
a gift from Barney's?
Yeah.
It's a little pricey, even the outlet store for Chris.
I can't even afford it with my discount.
All right, listen. Why don't you start behaving properly and bringing her home in hours that Mom finds acceptable?
We'll do that, too, and lie.
Apologize.
Wait, Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
I've been seeing her for about 7 months now, and it's like she comes down, and I haven't seen her, and she's only down here for 3 weeks, and she goes to school in New York, and it's like, I want to be with her. I totally love her, and it's not like I'm trying to disrespect her mother. I think it's issues that she wants to, be with her, and I don't know. It's just
all right, so there's a little competition. Listen, get her a nice flower bouquet, and just tell her, listen, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. I flew off the handle.
I'm worried about Chris. I hope
he's a decent guy.
I hope he is.
He's 24, but he looks like he's 15. He can weigh more than
he really needs
buck
to
25.
That temper and the propriety. I mean, he's yelling at an older woman. I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah,
it's not right. So don't apologize. Make amends.
Listen, everybody. I don't understand it. I think it's the way society's going. Where, actually, I watch Cops now. I get home, I watch that cop show. That Cops in Canada the other day. Apparently, they got troublemakers in Canada too. But I'm watching this Cops the other day, and there's this guy. He's like 17. He just bought a rifle, and he's shooting it in his backyard. This is in Canada, where apparently it's all right if you live on the farm or something. He's shooting in some berm into his backyard, and a neighbor calls the cops because these bullets are flying into her yard. So the cop shows up, and the guy's got himself like bad Billy Ray Cyrus 2-stage haircut, and cop shows up. And the cop's being nice. And one good thing about these cops when they're being filmed is they're being nice. I mean, you may be pissed at the cameras there when they're busting you for the DUI, but at least you're not getting your ass kicked. So the guy shows up, and he says, hey, neighbor called, said you've been firing the gun. Could I see the gun? And this guy, he's like 18 years old, and he starts bitching immediately. Oh, that bitch. I swear to God, what a bitch, And the guy's, well, son, she said bullets. That is, no way. No way. So, let me check your pockets here. Finds a hash pipe in the guy's pocket, right? What's this? It's a pipe. Okay, well, I'm going to have to hang on it. So the guy goes, well, now listen, I'm going to have to... And the guy's really pissed. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, bozo, the guy just found a hash pipe in your pocket. you're firing a gun with a hash pipe in your pocket. The cops are standing there, the gun's smoking, the hash pipe smoking, and he's nothing but attitude to this cop. And he's like 17 or 18. I mean, he's telling the cop, don't you guys got anything better to do than to come bug around here? And that old broad's nuts.
Man, he
and
must
what
be
are
listening to you?
I wouldn't do that to a cop. Please. The point is people don't know. They don't have any respect anymore.
Yes,
really
Grandpa.
don't.
Okay, Grandpa. Grandpa.
You goddamn troublemakers. You don't have any respect. It's a problem with this country. Listen.
No shame, no respect.
When you're 24...
You're the one talking this way.
Listen, I know how to feign respect. You understand that?
Yeah, you know how to
If I'm 24 and I'm banging some 18-year-old, I know how to kiss a little mommy ass. Believe you me.
Right, people can't contain.
They just can't contain themselves.
Because
but then when the cops show up and you're holding a gun and a hash pipe, mellow out just a little bit.
But guess what their authority figures have been like their whole life, right?
Oh, yes.
It's our callers.
Drunken bikers, and God knows which one is the real dad.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
Okay. All right, we'll be back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
Hey. It is Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Win Monday for Keeps, but there's always bright and sunny on Monday. But there's always that little part.
And by the way, this is a major power outage here, and the way these things go, sometimes they happen again. So if you lose us again, we'll be back.
All right. So we want to get back on the phones
Let's get
now?
some calls, yeah. I apologize for who we were speaking to when we got cut off. So
okay. David.
Yes.
You're 36.
That's right.
What's going on?
Well,
there we go. That's a nice way to start the show again.
Well, I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Okay.
I'm actually calling about last night's show. We get it 24 hours, behind you guys.
Right.
I was calling about a guy that called about a lesion on his penis. He said he was with a woman for like 6 hours, and then all of a sudden he has this lesion on his penis and he's worried about it.
Right.
Well, it amazes me that somebody would call and it's so insensitive about the woman. I mean, there's no thought, there's no conversation, anything about the woman.
This, by the way, is a guy who starts off the call with the S word. He's worried about insensitivity. He just yells the S word right into the phone at the beginning of the call.
And what was the S word?
Well, I can't say it over the air, you jackass.
The S word?
Okay.
S word?
Oh, listen. There's an S and then it's followed by an H.
Oh, boy.
You know what amazes me about this show? I do not mind profanity. I enjoy profanity. I'm an atheist. The F word was one of the first words I learned to spell. Still the only one I'm sure I'm spelling correctly, by the way. But how do you call in a radio show, sit there and go, hi, guys, and then just go right into the phone? I mean, have you ever heard the S word on TV or on a radio show? Doesn't it strike you? I mean, at age 36, aren't you aware that you cannot do that? All right.
It's also somebody, you know how I champion female causes, so I don't think this guy listens to the show very often.
All right. David?
Y'all cut me off.
Okay. Now, what's going on? So your beef is with the caller from last night?
Well, my beef is, how can someone be with someone else for 6 hours and be so insensitive to be worried about something like that?
Well, I think they were curious. I don't think they're so insensitive. They had something on the ding-a-ling, and they wanted to know what it was. Wasn't that the call, Drew?
I can't remember the quality of the call.
Somebody calls, it's hard to keep track of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember the tone of the call.
But I don't quite understand what your beef is with the guy, David.
Well, my beef isn't really with the guy. It's just, I guess, maybe with the male gender and...
Yeah. Well, you don't like guys. We don't like them either. But, we are better, whether we like us or not. All right, so is that it?
Well, I guess so.
Okay, thanks. Hey, Drew, don't pick any of those crappy calls. We're down for a half hour.
There's another one up there.
What? There's another one for Jeremy right under it.
Take it. Go ahead.
Please. You think I don't see that? Mike, we're not counting that as a call. We're going to take one more.
We don't want to have any good ones. All the stations across the country are still catching up with us.
Steve.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'd just like to have a couple questions with Jeremy.
All righty.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Pretty good. Do you think there's a chance for having a Supercross race in Utah?
Well, I don't know. I actually not in control of where they put the Supercrosses. Pace Motorsports does that. But actually, did you go to that race I raced in Salt Lake City? Are you from Salt Lake City?
I live in Orem, but I go to Salt Lake for every race that's possible.
Really?
I'm going tomorrow night for the little arena cross with the monster truck stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Huh.
That's family entertainment.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they got it figured out, and they figure, I'm guessing a city makes a deal with them, but I'm also guessing they figure out what cities they're going to be more popular in. I mean, you want to sell out a stadium, and it does put a little pressure on you because you're playing 40, 50, 60 seat, 40, 50, 60,000 seat venues, so you can't really afford to put something on and have 9,000 people show up.
Exactly, and I don't know, in Utah they have a big stadium. Yeah?
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah. They have Utah Jazz.
Yeah, but you can't play in it. You can't do that in a basketball arena. I mean, you couldn't do it in a forum.
Well, like
out
you said,
here.
you can do an arena cross, which is a little type of a miniature type Supercross.
Oh, really? Do you ever do those?
No, they have an arena cross tour, but
they come here.
Yeah.
They come to Utah.
Yeah.
And then they ride 125 and 250s?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the lap time, like laps, probably 15, 20 seconds maybe.
And they hit their head on the championship banner that hangs from the rafters. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
You got a motorcycle?
I just barely sold it because I fried the engine on it.
Oh, really? Couldn't have just rebuilt the top end there?
Yep. I didn't have the money on hand, so I just sold it.
All right, but you're into it, huh?
Yep.
All right. Keep going. That's your ticket out of Utah. I don't mean winning races. I mean actually getting on a dirt bike and driving out of Utah. All right, we're going to take ourselves a little break.
Really?
Didn't Mike say to do that?
Oh,
yeah, we're all screwed up because there's the power outage.
Right.
We'll take a little break. Hopefully the power will go out in that time. And then we'll come back and we'll talk to everybody.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute. FMA.
It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Jeremy McGrath is with us tonight. He is the Supercross superstar. He's going to be down in Anaheim Stadium doing the racing. First race of the season. How long does the season go on?
Actually, we have 16 races. It ends May 2nd, I think, in Vegas.
Is that 16 weeks?
Well, we have
Something like
14, and then a week off, and then 2. So it's pretty much straight.
Is the schedule, it sounds like a decent enough schedule. I mean, you got to go to the next venue and everything, but you got a week in between races, right?
Yeah, you have a week, but it's still, you know, a lot of people think, okay, we go there Saturday, we race, and it's all fun and games, but actually we got to go home and rest on Sunday and then pretty much train and ride the rest of the week, and we fly out on Thursdays.
Right, right.
This week it's not so bad, and next week is San Diego, so it's not so bad because we're close to home, you know, 1 hour drive. And
Are most of the guys from Southern California?
Well, pretty much the hot spot is Southern California. All the factories are out here. Yamaha, Kawasaki, Honda, and Suzuki all have their tracks out here. So, you know, most of the good guys, they come out here and stay and live if it's affordable for them and practice, because year-round sunshine pretty much.
I remember when I was on the circuit riding for Bull Taco in the early 70s.
Bull Taco, wow.
Oh, yeah.
There's a relic.
Yeah. I was actually originally signed with Mako. Then I went over to Indian and eventually ended up with the Bull Taco team. Out there racing a football helmet. You know. Just my dungarees. Oh, yeah. That's back when racing was racing, Drew. We didn't have mud flaps and monoshocks, you know what I mean? Out there running the track. You know what I'm saying? Pit girls were all 300 pounds. Oh, yeah. It's a mad scramble. We didn't have the lifestyle that Jeremy has now. Now, do you guys have a big semi? It has a few bikes in it and the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, each team has a semi nowadays. A few years ago we had box vans, which is, you know, like a cube truck.
Mm-hmm.
And now each team has a big 16-wheeler, you know, or 18-wheeler, whatever they are.
Yeah.
And, carries our team bikes.
And you obviously fly ahead to wherever it is you're going, but how many bikes will you bring to a race?
We just have one, our race bike. We have a practice bike at home, and we have plenty of parts to replace anything on it. So,
right.
But there's basically only one bike that I have there that's put together.
And you figure, like, if you crack the frame, you're probably not going to be in any condition to race anyway.
That, and if something major like that happened, you'd be in a tight scramble to get back to the line for the next race or something.
Yeah, they have welding and, like, fabrication and stuff, too, though. I mean, on those rigs, right? I mean, they would weld it if you snap something, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I think nowadays, as big as the jumps are on the tracks, if you welded something, I don't know if it's going to...
feel shaky?
Yeah.
10-second break.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was wondering about that. We're still doing that now? I thought we were on a new schedule. Aren't we going to 12:30 tonight? All right, we're going to take a little station identification, just a 10-second top-of-the-hour break, and we'll be back with more Loveline in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station. 40 minutes non-stop. You rock. KFMA. Green Valley, Tucson.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. We're here with the winningest rider in Supercross history, Jeremy McGrath. And like I was saying, when I was riding for Bull Taco, I think it was Team CZ, we didn't have the vans and the 18-wheelers. I had to ride the bike to the race. You understand? That was my transportation for the week. And sometimes we didn't have enough gas to complete the race, depending on how far away you live from the track.
Depending if your buddy could run to the track with a gas can, right? Huh?
That's right. And we used to do actually on-race refueling, where you actually refueled during the race, guy running up next to you, and he'd spit gas into your tank. We didn't have funnels back then. That's a new invention, the funnel, Drew. Okay. You ready to move on?
Yes.
Christine.
Yes.
You're 19.
Yes.
What's going on?
My boyfriend has a funny discharge coming out of his penis. And I was using a gel for a while because I had some abnormal discharge. And it said it was fine if I used it and still had intercourse.
Who said it was fine?
The gynecologist.
What was the infection that you had?
It was, she didn't say.
So you had some sort of vaginal infection that he has now. And
I don't know. And also, I was using VSC, the vaginal contraceptive film.
Yeah.
And he, right after I used that, he started noticing, a burning when he was urinating.
Well, he's got a urethritis. He has an infection. It's not the contraception you're using. It's whatever the infection was you had, you've transmitted to him.
Oh.
She's using the Viet Cong. What's she using down there? VC?
VFC.
VCF.
VCF?
Yeah.
Foam?
It's a film. It's this thin piece of, it feels weird.
What kind of prototype vagina do you have there, Christine? What kind of testing's going on in your crotch? I've never heard of this stuff. Drew? Is it Jeremy?
No.
Jeremy races motocross. He's never heard of this stuff.
No, okay, I got it from the gynecologist. I got it from Planned Parenthood.
How does it work, this film?
You fold it in half and you put it up inside of you, and it dissolves in 10 seconds. Dissolves and goes away, and it's you use it with a backup with a condom in case.
Right. It's just like a suppository or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not. He's not using a condom though, is he?
Oh yeah.
He's using a condom also?
Yes, on top of it.
And he has.
But he's not using a condom every time, right?
Oh, we always use a condom. There's never been a time we don't.
Where did he get this thing then?
Understand? You were describing in him typical signs of a sexually transmitted disease. Okay. For men, it hurts when they urinate and they get a discharge. That's it. Now, why he would have that if you're using a condom every time? He was the first person I was with. Yeah,
I've never been with anybody else.
He is with somebody else, or maybe he had and you guys have never had intercourse without the condom.
Listen,
without a condom, no.
No penetration ever.
No.
He's fooling.
Yeah, but how did she get it? I mean, he might get it from somebody else, and that's that.
All right, he's got to go in and get checked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Okay.
That's it, Christine.
Thank you.
Drew, you're doing too much postulating here.
About what?
Well, not postulating, but too much. What word am I looking for?
I mean, just
you're fishing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how.
Yeah, but forget it. He's got to go get checked out.
That's right.
Jeremy, I figured out we're talking during the commercial about what else they could do to these bikes. They're so tweaked up and there's no other breakthrough. Anti-lock brakes. Shouldn't they work those in? They could work that in, right? Wouldn't lock up that front brake going to the berm, wash out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess everything's possible. I don't know.
I should get on that team. That's right.
Something that's
Team
really
engineer
missing.
Adam.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Michelle.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Adam.
Hi.
Dr. Drew.
What's up?
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you. Where are you calling from?
Monterey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Monterey Bay Area.
Okay, so we're back on in some places.
Yeah.
What did they play while we were off?
Stuff I listened to the other night.
That's good. Funnier the second time around, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's great. I love to listen to your tirades twice in a row.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's real. My tirades are like pizza. They're better the next morning.
Yeah,
They really
yeah.
are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, my question's a little strange. I just don't understand. Is it physically possible, this I guess is for Dr. Drew, for men and women to have anal orgasms? I mean, why else have anal sex?
Well, anal orgasm is called taking a crap. And it's really when something comes flying out of your ass that way. That's just number two.
Well, that's...
Women can be induced to having an orgasm through anal sex.
That's what it's so. This is just so bizarre to me because that's what a good friend of mine just told me a few months ago.
But listen, that is not an anal orgasm.
She said like there's some gland or something up there. Believe me, I'm not interested. I've tried it once.
She was talking about
the worst.
Look,
it was just like
look.
like S-ing backwards.
Look, she is talking about the prostate gland in men, and that doesn't typically, rarely, if at all, could that ever induce an orgasm. It's just people like that sensation. So they do that.
Okay.
Right, but it would be an extra, like an option on a car, like a sunroof or something like
AC.
that. Yeah, what I mean is the guy. It would almost be like some guys like to have a bong load before they get laid or something. But it's not a pot orgasm. It's a penis orgasm. It makes it a little better because they're stoned. For them, some guys like to have a glass of wine. Some guys like to crank Metallica, but it's not a heavy metal orgasm. It's just heavy metals playing.
Well, okay, I've been the same man for almost 10 years now, and he likes to be stimulated down there. I mean, should I be at all worried?
No, that's his thing.
It's
I've had anal sex.
True, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. What's he want you to do down there?
Well, he just wants me to stimulate him, and then he wants to stimulate me, and I'm like, no way. I mean, I already have a place, where things can go, and that's great, but, I'll do whatever. I mean, I don't mind,
have a place where things can go.
Once in a while, but I just...
Sounds like a kid's book, doesn't it? Here's my place where kids go. It's a magical, hair-covered cave.
Things can go.
There's fairies and genies in there.
That he can make me orgasm that way, and I'm just like, I'm just not into it.
All right, well, just explain that to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be all right. Here's the trouble people make when it comes to sexing. Guys assume that women want what they want.
Yep.
And this is why a lot of women complain that guys climb on top of them and start going 1,000 miles an hour. They're slapping their ass, yelling, "You love it, bitch. Who's your daddy?" and all that. And think, I'm really getting this chick off. Well, that's the way you would want to be approached as a guy. Beer bottle in your ass and someone slapping you, grabbing, tuft of hair, yelling, you love it. Who's your mama? But women, they like the slow grind and the cuddle and the rhythmic stuff and all that business. And don't approach them like you want to be approached. It's a different thing. Try to figure out what they want and do that, but don't just project
and then women make
your thing onto them.
The big mistake of assuming that what they're experiencing is the same thing a man is experiencing in terms of the connection and the closeness and the feelings.
Right.
And men don't often do that.
No.
Exactly. You're not doing yourself.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Actually, what time is it? I did it a little bit earlier tonight.
You're not doing it right
I know what you're saying.
okay.
Not right now?
Yeah.
No. Teresa.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a problem, and I just wanted to get your guys' advice about things. Me and my husband been together for 3 years, and we've been married for 3 months, and he left me 2 days before Christmas, and he went running back to his mom, and his mom has always interfered in our relationship. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like now that she's interfering in it, and I don't even get a chance to talk to him. I have no idea why he left me or anything. And I don't know what to do.
So, what are you having, a Tupperware party over there?
No, I'm at my girlfriend's house. Not my girlfriend, like, my friend, a really good friend.
All right, well, tell him to quiet down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we can't possibly, unless we talk to him, we don't know why.
Teresa doesn't know. How the hell we know?
I know. I mean, it's bizarre. There's a reason. There is a reason.
How does that...
It's bizarre that he won't speak to you about it.
But, Teresa...
Yeah?
He may not have told you, but let's just do a little hypothetical here. If I was to speak to him, what do you guess he would use as a reason as to why he left the relationship?
I have no idea. Maybe he'll say a lot of arguing, but I mean, he started doing drugs and stuff, and I used to have problems with drugs, and so it was hard for me to deal with it. And when I asked him to stop, like, he kind of said, drugs is the reason why, and to me it was, because I've already been through that.
All right, so he's still using?
I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to him. I mean, he got a restraining order against me, and his mom's paying for our divorce, and she's always interfered in our relationship.
Did some specific
was he
event
using when he left? He left. He left a week ago, right?
No, about 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay, but was he? I know you don't know if he's using right now as we're speaking, but was he using?
Yeah.
Okay.
What drugs was he using?
Marijuana. And I know he started using cocaine.
Okay.
So he's an addict. You told him to stop. He didn't want to stop, so he moved out. Is that fair?
He moved out. He left me. Like, literally left me.
Hold on a second. Oh, for Christ's sake. I've been on the phone with her for a minute and a half. I'm ready to get a divorce. I'm surprised he stuck it out to 3 months. Jesus Christ. I can't have a conversation with her. So he did. Why did he? I have no idea. Why? No idea. Well, what would he say? No idea. Well, he was doing drugs.
Yeah.
Is he doing drugs now? I don't know if he's doing drugs.
What happened when he left? Well, he moved out.
He moved out.
Yeah.
He ran home. He didn't even get in his car. Jesus Christ.
His mom picked him up.
Oh, my God. Teresa.
Yeah.
Please, relax. Yes, I said so he moved out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really hard for me to deal with it because I care about him a lot.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy you'd want to care about too much, does he?
Huh?
He doesn't sound like a great guy.
He is. He has a really good heart and everything, and
Yeah.
I just don't understand, why he just left like that. And
did you have some big argument just before he left?
No.
You just came home one day and he was gone?
Mm-hmm. His sisters and his brother-in-laws came and started moving our furniture out of the apartment.
Do you have any kids?
Right now I'm waiting because I want to see. I might be pregnant right now.
Well, let me go.
All right, but you don't have any kids
No,
before
not
that.
right now.
Let me be a little clear about how this thing broke up. You went to work that day?
No, I was home waiting for him. He left early in the morning.
To do what?
He said he was going to go speak to his sister.
Why?
I don't know. She invited him to go have lunch, I guess.
It wasn't as though you'd had a fight the night before or that morning?
The night before, we were arguing because he wanted to invite his friends over, but I knew that they were users,
okay.
So I didn't want them coming over.
All right.
All right. Didn't we ask you an hour ago whether you guys had an argument? You said no argument. You argued the night before over the drug use.
It wasn't an argument. It was just like I didn't want them coming over. We didn't actually why not or anything. We didn't argue and holler about each other. I don't want them coming over, and that was fine.
And how did he react?
He just asked me why, and I had, told him I don't want them coming over because I know they use cocaine.
How did he react?
Me?
How did he react?
Oh, him? He just looked at me, and he kind of got, mad, and then that was it, nothing more said.
Okay, so you did get into, he did get mad, or you did get into some kind of argument. Listen, here's what we've gotten so far. Man, this ain't an easy job. This guy's into drugs. Teresa was into drugs, but she's no longer into drugs. He wanted to come over with some of his druggy friends. They got into a little argument about it, and this guy basically bailed. So the answer is, even though you've told us 3 times you have no idea why he moved out, is he's into drugs, and you're not, right?
But why wouldn't I ask him, I want to, be there and help you, I've been through it before, he turned away from me,
He's not interested. He wants to do drugs.
He's not ready to quit.
But he went running home to his mom.
He went where he can go
where he went?
to keep using drugs. That's where he can go.
Why are you so fixated on his mom?
Where else is he going to go?
Because because I really feel right now that she's destroyed our relationship.
He's a drug addict.
He's a drug addict. Hold on. Let me yell at Teresa for a second. Teresa, sit down. This is going to be painful. Listen to me. And listen to me, all you nutcases who call this show with all this, you're citing all these references. Oh, it's his ex-girlfriend's breaking us up. His mom's breaking us up. Nobody breaks anybody up. They break up. My dad told me to come in and break up my girlfriend, tell him to kiss my ass. Get the hell out of here, old man. I might do that even if he just stopped by anyway. Just want to have breakfast. I tell my mom to go kiss my ass and go kiss my dad's ass. There's nobody who can break you up, especially when you're married, for Christ's sake. Oh, she's poisoning his mind. She's filling his head. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You guys have a bad relationship. He's an idiot. He's a drug addict. And you're young and you're naive and you shouldn't have got married. Don't stop worrying about Mama breaking you up. Mama's not doing anything. Believe me, Mama's no prize, but neither's this idiot.
Yeah, Mom's a severe enabler, there's no doubt.
And how big an a-hole do you got to be to listen to your mom about your wife? You know what I mean? Please, it's like people do this all the time. Oh, I was drunk, or my friends tried to get me to do. You got to be a world-class a-hole to do something you don't want to do because your mom is telling you to do it.
Right.
Especially when it comes to your own family. Your potential kid and your new wife.
If it's true what you're saying, it says more about him than it does about her.
Right. He's a puss, and he's a drug addict, and you got to live in the real world.
Yeah.
You're letting this guy off the hook. It's his mom's fault. He's a drug addict, Teresa.
He wants to do drugs.
He wants to do drugs. Fine. He's doing you a favor. Let him go. You can't find anybody else?
I don't know. I guess maybe because you guys don't really know, like, the whole situation.
It's a special case. Like, no one ever been through this before.
It's better that we don't know the whole situation. Yeah. We can be unbiased. You know, if we met him, we might start to like him or something.
Go to Al-Anon. You hear 100 stories like this. That's where you might get some help.
All right, listen, and have an abortion. Don't have that kid.
Oh, yeah, you're going far.
Why?
I mean, don't.
Well, give the kid up for adoption if you're pregnant. Don't raise the kid in that chaos. Teresa,
yes.
Listen, here's the bottom line. You don't feel worthy. There's nothing wrong with you. You can find another man, and you can be alone for a while if you have to be. All right?
Mm-hmm.
If this guy wants to go home crying to his mama, that's his business. There's plenty of guys. Believe me, this guy's no prince. What kind of prince can this guy be? He's going home to his mama, and he's doing drugs. I mean, come on. Oh, he's got a good heart. Everyone's got a good heart. Everyone means well. Doesn't stop him from getting drunk and running over a few people every once in a while. You know what I mean? Be realistic, Teresa. Seriously, take some serious inventory of this guy. He's not a great guy. All right?
Yeah.
All right. You know I'm right. Please. And stop living in denial. Mm-hmm. You don't know why he left. He didn't get into an argument. You have no idea. Blah, 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 focusing everything on Mama. It's not going to, you focus on why you're attracted to an idiot, that's what's going to get you furthest in life.
There you go.
You focus on Mama, you'll be focusing on Mama, you'll be in your 80s. You'll be dragging your uterus around in a wheelbarrow, and you'll be focusing on Mama, not getting anywhere. Okay? Everyone, stop focusing on everyone else. Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
It's the one thing you can't change.
Oh, you married 5 alcoholic guys in a row. Gee, whose fault is that?
You don't know the whole story.
You don't know the whole story.
It was a big heart, special case.
Oh, the last boozer was different. Please, stop focusing on everyone else. Take a look in the mirror. You want to change? Change yourself. Jesus, how simple can it be? I don't understand it. Why don't people want to do that? I know it's the most painful thing in the world, but why go through your entire life just... I got to get a Supercross analogy going in here.
Because we'd rather be a victim.
I know, but it's like if Jeremy lost 5 races in a row and all he did was focus on the guys who beat him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You lose 5 races, go back and start yelling at your pit crew, and then go figure out what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get pissed off at a guy for passing you. He's just trying to win. Stop focusing on everybody else. You want to be the best? You want to do the best you can do? Focus on that. All right. It's pretty motivational. I should talk to high school kids.
Oh.
They would get into it.
That'd be good, yeah. Start every assembly. Listen, you teenagers make me sick!
You could cuss a lot.
Tony.
Hello?
Tony.
Hey.
Yeah.
First of all, you guys are great. Love your show.
Thanks.
I got a question for Jeremy.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
Good. I was wondering what happened to with you and Suzuki, and why you quit riding Suzuki.
Well, actually, 97, I don't know. I kind of had some bad races there, and a few bad things happened as far as the championship goes. But I don't know. It was kind of a weird deal. At the end of the year, Chaparral offered me a deal with Yamaha, and actually, I don't know. I
Did you get out of your Suzuki contract? Was it a long-term contract? Did you have to break it?
No, I didn't break it at all. It was just a one-year contract, and I mean,
well, you must year to year assess who you're going to ride for.
Well, normally you would do, like I've done 3-year deals when I was riding for Honda. I rode for Honda for 6 years.
Right.
And I don't know, it was kind of a bad year in 97. Regardless of the bike, anything, it was kind of just a bad year. And
you needed to make a change.
I needed to make a change, and I wanted to start fresh again, and it worked out.
Cool. Also, do you like Yamaha a lot more than Honda so far? Or?
Well, I think when I rode Hondas, I had some of my most successful years, and 97 was probably it was my worst year, and 98 I came back and I won the championship. I won 8 races. I didn't win 10 like I did 3 years earlier, or whatever the case, 15 out of 16. And
yeah,
I mean, I like my Yamaha. It's a great bike, and I feel as fast now as I ever have been.
Cool.
Tony, what do you care?
I don't know.
You open a dealership?
He rides a Yamaha.
All right, but there's not. I mean, the one you're riding. I mean, wouldn't you think? Thanks, Tony.
Okay.
See ya.
When you get to that level, the bikes may vary a little bit, but it's pretty marginal stuff, right?
Yeah, fairly marginal. I mean,
it's not like if you went and bought a new Suzuki or you'd get smoked out at the when you went out to the desert that weekend or anything like that.
No, not at all.
What are the colors now? Honda's still red.
Honda's red.
Yamaha yellow still? They got some blue in there?
Suzuki's yellow. Yamaha's blue.
See, Yamaha used to, back in the day, back when I was riding for Mako. Beltaco, I mean.
Yeah.
Yamaha was always yellow, but I guess Suzuki and Yamaha didn't want to share the same colors.
Yeah.
So Yamaha's blue.
Yamaha's blue.
Suzuki's still yellow.
Suzuki's
yellow and
still
black.
Yellow, yeah.
Kawasaki's still green.
Yep.
Yeah. I like that Kawasaki green. And do they?
I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Hey, do they? Who's winning all the? What's the winningest bike out there now?
Last year, Yamaha won every championship. So we won Mazda, Chaparral, Yamaha won the 250 Supercross title. You have John Dowd, by the way, which is 31 years old, won the 125 Supercross title, and then you have...
But he's racing the old-timer class, right?
No, actually he was racing us. And then you have Doug Henry that won the Outdoor National Championship on that new Yamaha 400. So
do they... I know... it's pretty much just a points situation. You get X amount of points for first, X amount of points for second, and all the way through, and then you just add them up at the end of 15 races, and, the guy has the most points wins. But they don't have any kind of, unless the points are tied, there's no playoff or championship or anything like that. It's pretty much all points, right?
Yeah, it's all points, and if you go, say the first and second guys tied points,
right?
They go by who had the most wins.
Uh-huh.
And then if they had the same amount of wins, I don't know.
Right.
I haven't had to learn that lesson yet.
It's like the only way you can do it. They do it in every other form of racing, Indy cars and all that kind of stuff. But in a way, it seems a little anticlimactic. It seems like in a way there should be a season, and on that 15th race in May sometime, everyone should be potentially going for the overall title. I know there's no way of doing it, and it wouldn't be fair to a guy who won the first 14 races if he broke a sprocket or something on the 15th race and didn't go home with the trophy. Yeah. I'd like to work it out, though. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to crunch a few numbers and urinate, and then we're going to come back with more Loveline.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Some high school chick trying to, slim down for the prom. All right. Superstar of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath, is here. Always good to see Jeremy kicking off the Supercross season this Saturday night at Anaheim. And normally I would yell, be there, be there, be there, but don't show up. They're sold out. If you have tickets, it's important to show up, I think. But, boy, it's an event. People get there early, stroll through the pits. They have the, I'm guessing, how long does I know there's warm-ups and all that business, but once the actual racing starts, how long does the event go? They start with the 125s?
Yeah, they start with the 125s at 7:30, I think. Opening ceremonies is at 7. It goes to about 11.
And they have X amount of motos, which are like heats, and then there's the elimination. Or then there's the...
they have heats and then semifinals.
Right.
Last chance qualifier, and then main event.
Right.
There's two main events, 125 and 250.
No halftime where the human stick of dynamite gets up there and blows himself up or anything good like that?
No, they don't have any of that anymore. Actually, that stuff was pretty good. I got some of that on video.
I kind of missed the freak spectacle aspect. The sort of sideshow aspect
Circus
of
part,
it.
No Doug DeMocus anymore.
What'd he do?
He's the wheelie king. He used to wheelie.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy?
Wheelie king. Yeah. He'd wheelie over the jumps. He'd wheelie over the whoopties.
Yeah, the whole track. That was awesome. But
that's pretty good when you got a bunch of guys who ride professionally going, hey, this guy's good. The wheelie king. Yeah. Would he stand up? Would he have like pegs on the back of his bike or something?
I think he had a metal bar actually on his back fender, and he would keep one foot on the peg and then one foot on the rear fender.
Right.
He could stand that thing up and do circles and everything.
Well, he may not be touring with you guys, but wheeling is it's the kind of skill you can really parlay. You could really translate into many other applications. I'm sure he's doing some kind of wheelie work with the homeless.
Oh, with the hearings going on in Washington, I'm sure they'll be calling upon him.
They're calling the wheeling king.
They need a wheelie guy.
I'm sure he's getting a lot of work other than the Supercross gig. That must be great. It's funny too. I'm sure he has an agent and a manager. Yeah, I represent the Wheelie King. Geez, I don't know. It's only a bar mitzvah. I don't know. The Wheelie King is it a parking lot? They got a parking lot at the synagogue? He could wheelie through there.
Spice it up a little bit.
I like the guy, the human stick of dynamite. He would go out and he'd climb in this like styrofoam casket, essentially, throw a stick of dynamite in there, blow himself up, then he'd stand up and wave to the crowd, and then as he tried to make his way back to the trailer, he'd fall over. He'd start walking sideways and fall over. Yeah.
I mean, any guy that blows himself up, you're bound to fall over one time, huh?
Well, I guess the sport is big enough now and legitimate enough now where you don't have to have freaks blowing themselves up. And I'm not sure. I think the Unabomber really ruined it for guys who wanted to blow themselves up. I think it sort of it cast a shadow over the whole blow yourself up trade. True? You agree with that statement?
Of course.
Justin,
goes without saying.
What with the terrorist situation and everything, blowing up is just not considered as popular as it was before. Justin.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on?
I have some questions for Jeremy.
Hi, Justin. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? I was wondering because I'm getting a bike in a couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
And I want to start racing. I wonder, what should I do? How do I get into it? To, the actual racing?
Well, actually, you'd probably want to go to your local track. I mean, I don't know where you're living, but...
Compton.
You guys got a local motocross track?
Well, I know Casey Lido races for Honda Troy.
Yeah.
And he said he could, help me out a little bit, too.
But
so you must live around here.
You're just getting a bike, though?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
well, shouldn't you have... I mean...
You want to ride it first?
Yeah, you want to practice?
Yeah, I'm just buying a car. I'm thinking about joining the NASCAR circuit. You're 16. Want to get that learner's permit?
Have you ridden before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, and there's a track up in LACR, LA County Raceway.
How do you join? I mean, how do you get in the circuit? I mean, you get a bike, you go to your local track, you hone your skills, you enter some races and all that kind of stuff. But how do you make the cut to the professional circuit?
Actually, you start racing your local area,
right?
And then what happens is you get caught up in it, just like everything else, and you start racing all around Southern California, for instance, and then there's certain amateur events, like big amateur events that you would want to go to. There's one in Ponca City, Oklahoma, and then there's Loretta Lynn's race in Tennessee. And then
Loretta Lynn sponsors a motocross race?
It's actually at Loretta Lynn's ranch.
Wow.
There's a big amateur motorcycle national championship.
Well, sure. When you think Loretta Lynn, you think motocross.
Sure.
And that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Into that,
it's at Dude Ranch, actually. That's what it's called.
What'd you do, have a song about motocross or something?
No.
Why Loretta Lynn? Well, anyway.
I couldn't tell you.
Does she have a kid?
No. Not that I know.
I'd be so pumped if my mom built a motocross track in the front yard.
Oh yeah, they have a big ranch. I mean, they have everything there.
So you have to win these amateur races, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then you start getting the phone calls. You get. Then, for instance, like if Yamaha has an amateur program and they wanted to sponsor you, then they'll be knocking at your door.
Right.
And then that's kind of how you turn up.
But there's no tryouts for instance, what's going on tomorrow night.
Pretty much no.
It's not like golf where people show up and then you have to make the cut or something like that.
Well, it depends. If they have over a certain amount of riders, they have to have qualifications on Saturday.
I see.
Daytime.
Right.
To make the night show.
Right.
But pretty much when you're in the night show, you're in the night show. I mean, you got to qualify for the final.
That's like when they'd go, qualifications 12 noon, eliminations under the lights.
Exactly.
Oh, I miss those days. All right, Justin.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to the thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or Saturday.
It's a Supercross.
I wonder if I get pit passes. Can you show me around like the semi or something like that?
You have to come by and see. We'll probably do autographs from 4 to 5. And
hey, Justin, what do you want to get on the back of the bike while he's doing the qualification laps or something?
That'd be kind of cool.
Please, relax. Get that bike of yours and win some races.
All right.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. There you go. Mud, sweat, and tears. That was my motto. That's what it said on the back of my leathers. Mud, sweat, and tears. Went all the way around my ass. You got to put your name on the ass of your leathers. I like that. It's a good sport. Not many other sports where you put your name on your ass or something on your ass. Do guys still do that on the leathers?
Oh, yeah, it's on everyone's.
I don't know why. There's some sort of tradition about riding on your ass in motocross. Football, hockey, there's none other sports that don't ride on your ass. And a lot of those football players have a big ass. I mean, you could
a lot of advertisement there, huh?
I mean, you could really sell some space on some guy's ass. Some 350-pound black lineman, on Detroit. You get like a whole billboard on that ass. I like that. Now, but your ass, isn't your ass like for your nickname?
Yeah, actually it is. I mean, it depends. I mean, some guys have nicknames. Sometimes
you got a jersey, right?
Yeah.
It says McGrath on the back of the jersey.
Yeah.
What do you got on the ass?
It says Showtime.
There. That's what I'm talking about. Showtime. I'm not sure if I'd want the Showtime right so close to the anus. Might give some guys the wrong idea. All right. See, Showtime. And what are some other good nicknames in the sport? I know you're up front, so you get stared a lot of ass, but occasionally when you're lapping a guy, you come around on the ass again.
Everyone, all those guys. There's Yogi, which is Ezra Lusk's nickname.
Right. That's one of the best names in any sport, by the way. Yogi? Ezra Lusk. Oh. Isn't that a good name?
Yeah.
Where the hell's he from?
Georgia.
Oh. What the hell kind of name is Ezra Lusk? All right, he's Yogi.
Yeah, shoot. Who else is there? I don't know. You put me on the spot.
You got to really start concentrating.
Think about this.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Flying Freckle, there's a little Ricky Carmichael's in there.
He's
pretty much a rookie kid that's pretty hot right now.
Do they ever have nicknames like Kid Cramps in His Pants a lot or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
It's usually cooler stuff.
That'd be like all down the ass and all the leg.
Yeah, I'd have to trickle down the leg.
Yeah.
And all guys, here's the thing with motocross or kickboxing or any sports. Any guy named Brad's got to be Bad Brad. If the guy's name's Brad Hefton, it's Bad Brad Hefton. Bad, right in front of it. And usually flying is good to put in front of a guy's name, too.
Is there Big Daddy?
Big Daddy Don? No. But if the guy's name is Brian, it'll be like Flying Brian, whatever. It's important to rhyme, a little alliteration. All right, we're going to take ourselves a break. Who are we going to talk to when we come back, Drew?
Howie. Drawn to abusive people. Imagine that.
What's that got to do with motocross?
Not much.
Okay.
Loveline will be right back. Loveline will be right back.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
I'd be all over it. Supercross superstar Jeremy McGrath is here. Just talking about his dominance of the sport. No, actually, we're talking about why guys don't wear more padding in different sports. I've said many times if I was a hockey player, I would tape my hands. I'd tape my hands like a boxer. get in a fight, the gloves come flying off, you're punching some guy's head out. You don't want to bust your knuckle, bust your wrist, bust your hand. And they go, well, you couldn't tape your hands, you couldn't hold the stick, but you're wearing a pair of huge oven mittens, really. I mean, what do you mean you couldn't hold a stick? You could tape your hands up. You know, it's like a boxer tapes his hands, and you have full use of your fingers and your thumbs and everything.
Yeah, those gloves they wear pretty much grab the stick.
Yeah, hockey players should tape their hands. Football players already tape their ankles, but they need to tape their shoes on.
Right.
Guys get their shoes pulled off in the middle of the game. Yeah. Hey, if I'm a coach, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Guy running to the sideline holding his shoe, I'm pissed off. Put some tape around that goddamn shoe. Yeah. I see it all the time. I saw a guy finishing a play with one shoe in a college game. It's like, take the tape, wrap it around there. You guys, I got all sorts of ideas for you guys. Knee braces. Hey, number one, I'd have
we
some.
Wear those.
You wear knee braces?
I wear knee braces.
What about shin protection? Any shin protection?
Well, actually,
the boots.
Yeah, the boots come up almost knee high.
Yeah.
So
back in the day, we just wore like a moccasin.
All right.
Okay.
Some animal skin.
You got the shoulder pads going.
Yeah, I don't wear them.
You don't?
Mom doesn't like it too much, but
yeah. How's that going to slow you down? A little shoulder pad?
No. It just feels a little constrictive.
Okay.
You know.
You got the elbow? You got the elbow pads?
No. It's just like wearing a long sleeve shirt.
You see, that don't do nothing. You get a kickstand right in you.
Yeah.
So the bikes, do they take the kickstands off before they race?
They don't have those anymore.
The chain guard and the kickstand, that's how I used to modify my bike. When we lose that kickstand, that's something else. Only the sissies have those. Yeah, I would have the elbow pads, and I'd have I would tape my wrist. Drew, if you're jumping and getting, 40 feet of air, wouldn't you want a little wrist flex protection?
I'd want whatever padding or protection I could possibly get my hands on.
Yeah.
This sport.
Yeah, you'd go out there, you'd look like you're a guy who was climbing Everest or something. Yeah, but wouldn't you just put a few rolls of tape around the wrist there? Yeah. You should do that. You tape that wrist up.
That's why I have this scar.
He busted his wrist. Yeah. But now, don't you have to tape it?
No, it's perfect.
I see. You kids never learn. All right. And do you wear a cup?
No cup.
Oh, okay. See, that's where I draw the line. Howie.
Yeah.
18. What's going on?
Okay. What's going on, Jeremy?
Hi, how you doing, Howie?
All right. I'm kind of drawn to abusive relationships. Both my parents aren't exactly the greatest in the world. I used to live at my mom's house until I was about 16. She used to verbally abuse me a lot, and was really just not a good person.
Okay.
What kind of... Drew, excuse yourself. What... I just had to belch and feel like moving. Hey, what do you mean you're drawn to abusive relationships, though?
Give us an example.
I finally moved out of my mom... Okay, let me get to that. I finally moved out of my mom's house, which was like a huge step for me, into my dad's house, and he really can't afford to have me here. But I went to go get a job at a bike shop in North Hollywood, and...
Which one?
Don't ask.
Pedal shop?
No, don't ask.
All right.
Something happened.
Yeah, I got assaulted by my boss.
What do you mean he got assaulted?
He stabbed me with a screwdriver, and he punched me in the stomach.
For what?
He was just yelling at his wife.
Short guy?
Yelling at his wife?
Yelling at his wife?
Did you get in the way of that?
Yeah.
No, I just showed up, and I don't know. He used to yell at me a lot. I guess I kind of was the scapegoat.
Was it a short guy?
I know you know who he is.
I swear to God, I think I know the guy.
I know you know who he is.
The short guy with the mustache?
Curly hair, yeah, I know he is.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't want to incriminate over the air, but...
He's a nice guy. I know that guy.
I got a stab wound to prove that he's not.
So I thought you were talking about Larry.
Oh, no.
I used to race BMX. I was sponsored, pedal shop. They made me pay for my own jersey, but, it's still sponsorships. A pedal shop on the back.
So is that. I race BMX.
All right. So, but listen, he's a nice guy. You must have been antagonizing him.
Larry?
No, not Larry.
No, totally different guy.
I know. Larry's not that nice a guy, but the guy you're talking about's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must have really been screwing with him.
No, he's not a nice guy.
All right. I'll talk to you off the air, though. We'll make sure we're talking about the same guy. All right, here's the point. You're having a tough go of it, right?
Yeah.
But you're finding your way. You moved in your dad's place. You're looking for a job. You get a job. You make a few bucks. You move into an apartment with a buddy.
I'm not clear what you're asking from us.
Well, it's also, I've got a lot of social problems, too.
We're getting that.
Yeah, like what?
To tie into it. Like the school that I go to doesn't have lunch, you know, but when it does, I'm always finding myself just eating alone in the bathroom. And
the school you go to doesn't have lunch, but when they do, you eat alone in the bathroom.
Yeah, because I have trouble fitting in and so forth.
Well, you don't have to fit in. You just have to sit in. I mean, just get your lunch and sit somewhere.
Do people abuse you in some way?
Not really. I mean, who are you talking about? Like,
well, listen to me. Hold on a second. Hold on. Listen, we can't get into this anymore because this is ridiculous. Here's the deal. You're depressed.
Yep.
Now, whether your parents made you depressed or God made you depressed, I don't know, but you're depressed. And that's what you're doing, and you're acting out, and you're withdrawing, and you're having all kinds of problems. When you're depressed, everything's ruined. I mean, you could break life up into a whole bunch of different categories. Your girlfriends, your friends, your work, your school, whatever it is. But when you're depressed, everything sucks. Hey, you're depressed, guess what? School sucks. Guess what? Your friends suck. Guess what? Your work sucks. Your family sucks. When you're depressed, everything sucks. It's like having a toothache. You know, what part of life do you enjoy when you have the toothache?
He's got some other stuff going on, too, but yeah. I agree.
I was ready to stand with a screwdriver 10 minutes into it.
I was kind of wondering what he's drawn to. I mean, his mom or his dad
didn't have a question.
Girlfriend?
No, he just wanted to spout. Listen, Howie, you're a major downer, and you know it's funny. People go, people aren't cool. People don't like me. People discriminate against me. It's like, yeah, who the hell wants to be around you? Yeah. I'm ready to kill myself. Yeah. I may not finish the show. Drew, seriously, do you have some pills or something? Really, take my life. Listen, I don't want to make fun of the guy, but I don't want to sound too Pollyanna-ish, but listen, find something that turns you on, whatever it is. I mean, it's motocross or it's whatever it is. Find something that turns you on and just go do it and just get out there and just start living life and realize everyone else has problems too, and you work your way through it. And you start working and you get up in the morning and you do a few push-ups instead of a few bong loads and you just take on life. Am I right?
Yeah, make the best of it.
Right. James.
Yeah.
You're 18. What's going on?
Well, I got this problem about a year ago when I was 17 before I left the state. I was seeing this girl that was 15 at the time. And her mom and my mom are real close and everything, and they're real good friends and they work together. And she didn't want me dating her daughter at first and everything because she just didn't approve of it. And I graduated high school early and everything, so I was out of school. And they didn't want us dating, but we dated anyways. And then I left the state, and I come back, and I get a call one day from her, and she's all flirting with me and everything, and just all up and in me and everything. She wants to get back together with me and everything. And now I'm 18 and everything. I'm kind of confused, you know. I don't know what I should do or what. I mean, her and my mom and my mom are still good friends and everything.
How old is she now?
16.
You're 18.
Yeah.
You're going to be away at school?
Huh?
And you're going to be away at school?
He's not going to school.
No, I graduated high school early.
Did you say you went away or something?
He said he come home. You know, he's not going away to college. He's going to Brown or Yale.
I'm going to college.
Please.
What are you doing?
Right now?
Military.
I'm in retail.
But you moved away from the area?
Yeah, I left the state to go stay with my dad for a while.
Are you going to stay away?
No, I'm back in the state now.
All right. Well, date her.
Huh?
Well, why don't you go out with her?
Well, see, that's the problem. See, my parents and her parents are real close and everything, and it's like my mom tells me it's going to ruin their relationship between her mom and her.
Yeah, she is still a little young, too. I don't know.
I mean, I care a lot about her and everything. I mean, I have a lot of feelings for her, you know. I don't know how she feels about me or nothing.
Well, she called you and was flirting with you, right?
Obviously, she wants to go out.
Well, doesn't that mean something?
Well, I mean, you know, it could mean a lot of things, you know. I mean, it could just mean that she just wants to get her groove on or something, you know. I don't know. I mean,
no.
She's 16. What is she, some like 48-year-old crack whore or something?
Yeah.
She's 16. She calls you. You were her old boyfriend or you had some interest in her. She wants to get back together. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, It's just kind of hard, though. You know, I mean, I don't understand.
Okay, listen, James. Listen, hold on. It sounds like too much trouble for James. I mean, I don't know what you're asking, James, but it just doesn't sound like you feel like doing it. It's a hassle. My parents don't want me to. I don't know what she wants. Well, so don't do it then. Yeah. Don't waste our time.
She's 16. He's 18.
She's 16. Your parents are pissed off. Don't do it.
Think, what if you were the dad of the daughter?
And if they do have trouble, then the moms might.
Yeah, and James here is to come after your daughter.
Yeah. James doesn't sound like a prize anyway. James, go find yourself a new chick and keep it out of the family. Could you imagine your mom being friends with some chick's mom you were dating and they were like best friends? It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Of course.
It really does. Because, listen, when you break up, especially at that age, you got to go over and vandalize the car and whatnot. And then, you know, the mom comes out and she calls your mom. And it's a disaster. Drew, what are you doing?
Going to break.
No, we're not. I got to talk to the peeps. My peeps, I mean. Kate.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, listen, we don't have much time for you.
Aw.
You postponed your wedding because you don't think a fiancé is happy with you.
Well, he says that he loves me, but he doesn't act like that. He always tries to change me.
What's he want you to do?
Well, I want to get my own job. I want to, do my own things, have my own friends, but anytime I make a step in that direction, I mean, I moved to a new town, and everything I do to, make my own life, he kind of gets really down about, or
All right, he's a controlling guy.
It's not the beginning of a great marriage here. It's probably worthwhile that you take a little time out.
I'm sure it'll all clear up after the vows, don't you, Drew?
Gets worse, Kate. Gets worse, all right?
Listen, here, not only it gets worse, everyone gets fatter, and it gets worse.
Well, I tried to break up with him, and then he kind of didn't take it. I mean, I want to be friends with him. Should I just not?
No. Why do you want to be friends with this dick anyway?
Well, he was engaged to him. But maybe later.
Listen, he's a controlling guy. And let me tell you something, chickies. That's what I call the ladies. When a guy's controlling before you're married, during the courting phase, believe me, he hasn't begun to weave his magic. You see how it's looking 3-4 years in a relationship when he's telling you not to call back your friends and hiring a detective to follow you around.
Yeah.
Believe me, this is the beginning. He's on his best behavior. He's on his, when you're when I was saying, when you're courting somebody, when you're engaged, it's like you haven't gotten the job yet. It's the application phase. I mean, if a guy comes into your job, if you walk into the boss's office for an interview and you're drinking a beer, believe me, you're going to be bringing a keg in 2 years into the job. I mean, look at it that way. Whatever you're seeing, triple it.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I right, Jeremy?
I'd say you're right on that one.
Here's a guy that doesn't have the sense to put a wrist brace on. He knows they shouldn't get married. All right, we'll take a break.
Call 1-800-LOVE-191. Operators are standing by. Loveline will be back in a minute.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hey, Jeremy, get in a plug for your, evening attire?
Yeah. No, actually, we started a new motocross line. No Fear Motocross gear. It's brand new. It's out.
You make
debut it here this weekend in Anaheim. No, we don't make a wrist guard.
No. I'm not interested in that. You got a number or something you want to give out? Any plugs?
No.
No? You all right?
Just check it out.
Okay. Go down there. That'd be down in Anaheim. And then if you do what I do, you become a groupie. You perform oral sex on all the guys, and you follow them around the country. I'm going to have to take a few months off the show. Mike, take over for me. All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. Best of luck on Saturday and until Sunday. This is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And you're probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle.
Now, please listen to this station.